Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. We are going to do our first upload with my new equipment, and I apologize for this little red dot up in the corner. I haven't figured out how to remove it. I have removed all other aspects of my display, and that's the one I can't figure out how to get rid of. But welcome to the new improved Without a Crystal Ball. We have all the new equipment, and we are doing this to make a better experience for you guys. So I wanted to talk about some stuff that's going on with the sister wives. A couple days ago, I did a video for you about Mariah, and it was this sort of statement that she had made about how if her family didn't vote a certain way, she was going to walk away from her family. And this had sort of happened as a result of an altercation or sort of a disagreement that she had with her brother Peyton on Instagram. Peyton is a very, I would say, he's just like living that life, right? Like he's very much in that world and he has those beliefs. And I don't want to go there because I don't really like it's neither here nor there. They're just like polar opposites. And he had made a post about Blue Lives Matter, which apparently upset Mariah. And he had been apparently posting some other things that were like not in line with what Mariah was thinking. And if you remember, Mariah actually came out to her family a few years ago. She has a fiance named Audrey. She has been with for several years. They are planning to get married, and the two of them have been she has at least been shunned from her church. It's not allowed in her church to be with a woman, and unfortunately, because of their culture, it's not necessarily accepted. And the family, for their part, has been pretty open about accepting them, except there's some rumblings now that maybe there aren't people accepting things or accepting her, because Meri actually stood up for her daughter, and I think my initial gut reaction was right. Now, I understand you guys in comments, you were like, Katie, it's not fair to place an ultimatum on her family. That's really rude. It's really upsetting. Like, you can't win with an ultimatum. And I understand that. Like, you can never set someone up and say, if you don't do this, I will do X, right? But I feel like, and this is my opinion, was that she already knows what people are going to do, and she sort of knows the direction they're going to go. And I feel like maybe she's making that claim because if she does, it's a clean break for her to walk away because she's been dealing with so much. Now, I don't agree with the direction of saying, like, if you don't do something, I will. I mean, if she wants to be bold and be direct, she should just be like, you guys aren't supporting me. And so because you're not supporting my lifestyle and because I feel like I am not supported, I am going to separate myself. Like, that would be the mature thing to do, instead of being like, if you don't vote for this person, I'm going to cut you off, which just seems really childish. So Meri actually, and that sort of got us into this conversation about like, how would they vote anyway? Well, the family is relatively conservative. Cody is very much, he's always promoting Republicans, and he is always like, I'm assured that he is very much a supporter of Trump, okay? And Mariah is very liberal. And so she's basically telling her family, like, if you don't vote for Biden, like, you're done with me, which is childish. But maybe that's the only way that she can get through to them. I have no idea. A lot of you guys, it was mixed. Some of you guys were like, I can totally understand why she's doing that. I came from that kind of background. And others of you are just like, I don't even understand this, Katie. Like, this is so rude. I can't imagine doing that to my family. And I can see both sides, okay? But Meri actually took sides. And so Meri posted this. Meri said, having a gay child doesn't mean you failed as a parent. Disowning your gay child means you failed as a parent. Love. So, like I said before, I felt like her statement had nothing to do with I felt like her statement had to do with people in the family not accepting her. And people in the family sort of being not accepting of her lifestyle, not accepting of what she wants. Because she's already, like, on her last episode, like last season, Mariah talked about how she had been sort of kicked out of the church because the church does not allow people that are in same-sex relationships. The church is completely against that sort of lifestyle. And Meri is basically here saying, like, hey, you know what? Like, it would be more wrong for me to give up on her than it would be to actually like disown her. And it seems as though someone in this family, these are like, there's just been so many of these sort of like very veiled comments that she has made over the past several months about how, you know, she needs to stand on her own and she's looking out for her, like she's gotten through the past. She can't change the way people feel. She can't own how other people experience life. She can only own her reaction. And obviously in this situation, she is saying like, listen, I would be a terrible parent if I did not stand with my daughter, and I'm going to pick my daughter over anything else. Like, it would be worse for me to disown her. And I feel like this is a message directly to Cody and directly to the other sister wives. And I know that on TV, they have been extremely accepting, but I also know this world. And I know from having spoken to people that have left this church, they're not accepting of this way of life at all. It's against their beliefs. And so part of me believes that this reaction that they've had on television has been very much about keeping like the PC, like, because if you think about it this way, like the Duggars are very anti, and they've been very vocal about being anti, and that has really hurt their brand because they're not able to get anything because people believe that the Duggars don't like people that are in the LGBTQ plus, right? So if the sister wives make that same claim, they're going to be ostracizing themselves from a larger audience. And so part of me felt like when she came out and they were so accepting and amazed by it, it might have just been like, well, we're on camera. We're going to pretend like this. We're going to say that everything is fine. But in the reality of it is they can't change her. She's not going to change. She's going to get kicked out of the church. It's going to create a humongous friction because the church is going to be like, you can't support her because she's not doing what we do. You know what I mean? And the church is like who runs everything. So I feel like Meri is telling her sister wives and telling Cody, like, this is my choice. My choice is my daughter. I'm going to stick with my daughter. And if that means that she has to vote for Biden, I guess she's going to vote for Biden. But Meri's not going to let go of her daughter, and she's going to stick up for Mariah. So Mariah is, a lot of you guys say, an entitled brat. She's over the top. She's, you know, being very, I don't even know. You guys think that she's a false ally, that she's doing a lot of stuff that she shouldn't be doing, saying things that you think are disingenuous. And that's sort of what Peyton was saying. Like, he felt like she couldn't make a difference. She had no options to make a difference. So why would she even bother? Mariah, I have to think of it in this context. She comes from a world where they don't have a lot of exposure to the real world. Yes, they were on TV, but their way of life is so different than our way of life. They believe things so much differently than you and I would believe. So what she's probably experiencing in reality is she is coming into this world sort of like, her eyes are wide open now. She is learning things for the first time. She is seeing things for the first time and realizing like, whoa, like what I learned as a kid is not who I am right now, and it's not true, you know? And because she has basically been kicked out of the church, she's had to learn all of this on her own. This was a girl that was literally like so devout to her faith that she wanted to be a sister wife until she realized she didn't want to be a sister wife because she wanted to be with another woman. So there's a lot of different reasons that you can get shunned in this world. And once you're shunned, it is so hard to get in with the family because the church will put pressure on them to shun her. If Cody is against it, he will be 100% promoting that they not communicate with her. There's siblings here now that are adults that can make their own choices. And if those siblings are like, listen, your lifestyle is not cool with me and I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to love you through that. Like, that's sort of the reality. She can be shunned from a million different directions, which is the same thing that a lot of you guys are like, well, why wouldn't Meri leave? Because Meri will get shunned. 100% Meri will get shunned. So if Meri will get shunned, Mariah's already shunned. Part of me just wonders if the two of them should just dip out and be like, I'm done with you guys. I'm not living this life. I'm not going to do this thing. This is so ridiculous. I'm going to pick my daughter. I'm going to pick my life. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be with this man who doesn't want me. I'm going to like find my worth and find my value. And maybe the best thing that could come out of this is that Mariah and Meri leave together. You know what I mean? If everyone's mad at Mariah and Mariah needs to cut ties because of who she is, I mean, think about how hard that would be on someone. Sure, she looks like she's acting entitled and she's acting bratty. Of course she is. But I also think she's probably hurt. So I'm trying to think of this from both perspectives because I understand those of you who think that she looks entitled and bratty. But what do you think about Meri basically standing up and being like, this is my child. I'm going to love you. You're everything. You are who I pick. Is that to Cody and to the sister wives? Is she going to not vote for Trump to keep Mariah? What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.